I'm so excited to show you all this. Hey there, Julia here. This is my first new setup in addition to my 2025 journal planner system lineup. This is my pen and ink directory. So I'm mostly going to be using this as a reference. In here, I plan on having pen and ink pairings. I want to track my interchangeable nibs, custom grinds, but most importantly, my ink collection. I want to have swatches very well organized in here so that it helps me out with some of my pen matching for my currently inked. I love to match my pens with my inks. I can take this with me to pen shows to help curb spending and just to help me not double up on colors that I already have. I definitely have a habit of buying inks that are close to other inks that I already have. I have a type. Hopefully this will help. This contraption that it's in is a Filofax Malden. And if you've kept up with my situation, I had some other stuff in here, some home reference things, some business trackers and things like that, but I'm going to move that elsewhere. I attempted to put this in a plotter, but too many pages for a plotter. So this actually worked out perfectly. All of the inserts that you will see in here are made by me, and if I have my life together, they will be available for you and linked below if you think they would be helpful for your ink organization as well. So let's go ahead and open it up. So I don't have anything in any of these pockets just yet. I'm not sure what I want to do. It definitely is a good size for little swatch cards and things like that. I say that and watch it not fit. Oh no, there we go. It needs some training, but I can put maybe some swatch cards in there, maybe a pipette in here or something if I'm taking this with me on the go. So the two main sections in here are ink and pen, but there is a small little section here in the front. So I have these little stickers here. These are by Everyday Explorers Co. So the first page that I have in here is just me tracking my interchangeable nibs. And so these are all my Yovo nibs that I have right now. And I have them by the size and what finish, whether they're gold or silver. All of my Yovo nibs are stainless steel. They just have different color finishes on them. And so I know that I have one gold extra fine elastic nib. If I'm looking for that, I can reference that here without having to search too hard. I also have a list of all of my custom grinds, whether they are interchangeable here. I have this color indicator here because on the nibs themselves, I've used a paint marker to mark that nib because the nib itself will say medium, broad, whatever it started off as. And I want to make sure I keep track of what nibs I have and make sure that I don't get my journaler mixed up with my seamstress or whatever. So I have the grinds that I have, what pen they're on. If they're interchangeable, like a Yovo nib, I don't put that because it doesn't matter because I can switch them out. And then I have who ground the nib. And then I have a nib wish list here, just like nibs that I have, different grinds, different nibs that I want to try out or have my eye on. And then we get into the ink directory. And you can see I have these sectioned off by color. I got these little sheets of paper. They're from an Archer and Olive notepad. And I didn't have to buy anything. I already had all of these colors, so that was perfect. And I just, did the holes. I have a silhouette, so I cut out the shape of the dividers and we were good to go. So these are the pink inks that I have. I have them separated out, bottles first and then samples. Here are the samples. And I also have whether they have shimmer in them or sheen or both. There's a little check box for that, and any notes that I want to add about the ink. I think the only note that I've added to any of these inks is like dry, like it's noticeably dry. And if you're wondering what type of paper this is that I printed on, this is the Kokoyo business paper in A4 sheets. I've really been liking this paper for inserts, for swatching. It's a good representation of what the inks look like on Tomoe River paper, on Rhodia paper. It's just a good like middle of the road paper where I don't think you're gonna get something just way off from what you're seeing here. For the yellow, it's kind of like yellow/gold. So I only have 2 bottles of that color family and then quite a few samples. And I really wanted to put this type of thing in a rings binder so that it's easy to move around things, take things out if I need to redo a page. Like if I'm missing more than 3 samples, not missing, but if I've used more than 3 samples on this page, it won't take much to just take this out and redo the page. Or if I end up getting more bottles or more samples than what's allotted here, I can always print another insert and just add it in where it goes, and so it stays organized. I was using this A6 Hobonichi Day Free before for the same purpose, but a good example would be my green. So I used up all of the space for green. I didn't have these anymore, so that's just there. And then I had to go back, like blue, same story. There's a blue continued, there's a green continued. And so it just was getting like too much flipping and whatnot for this to be useful and organized for me. So that's another reason why I went for the ring system. Into samples here. So for the blues, I am including turquoise and teal, and I'm trying to keep them somewhat together as far as the turquoise and the teal versus like a true blue, but I know that this can get a little chaotic down the line, but it's still a little better than what I was doing before. So this is more of our true blues and navies. I did not realize how many blue inks I have, and these are still bottles, all bottles so far. Still bottles. And then this is getting into our teals. And then here we are with the samples. I was thinking about maybe when I run out of samples, like I definitely want to keep the record of me having the samples. So if this page is redone, let's say, maybe I cut out this piece. Let's say I've used all of this electric patina. I would cut it out and maybe put it in an archive or something back here. I'm not sure yet, but that's what I'm thinking here. I feel like this can be way more flexible. Purples. I used craft paper for the browns. Then for this section, these are the grays and the blacks. And it's hard to tell, like this one could easily be in green as well, but I just went for like my gut feeling and put it there. And I know some of these can, you know, span different color families. Oh, here's another note. So the carbon black platinum, the note is that this one is waterproof. Kursame. So whenever I first did this, I only had a sample and then it got discontinued and I purchased a bottle. So the note here is that I purchased a bottle. Okay, and so the next section of the pen and ink directory are my pen profiles. And I wanted this to be a way to keep up with pen and ink pairings, what I thought about them. Yes, I keep that information in my ink journal, but I wanted this to be organized more so by pen. So I don't have anything going in this yet because I'm just going to do it by attrition. I don't want to have to go through all of my pens and fill in the pen name, the brand name, the colorway, the nib, where I got it. Blah, blah, blah. I have that all in a digital database. And so it's not super important that I have that information here. But as I ink up pens, I want to make a profile page for them and then kind of write what it's inked up with, what I thought about it, any notes about the pairing here. I also don't know how I'm going to organize this, if I'm going to organize it by brand, alphabetically by the model name, I don't know. But I have some, quite a few, and these are printed front to back. Because swatches, I feel like need that, I don't know if you noticed, but these aren't front to back just so that I don't get any weird ghosting that affects the color of the swatches. With this, it doesn't matter as much, so they are front and back. And in the very back right now, I have a little notepad that just slides right into this back pocket. There's another back pocket here that's empty right now. But this is just a fun little notepad if I want to test out different nibs, if I want to just watch something for fun. I don't know. I just like the idea of having this little notepad back here as a just in case. And this is the Logical Prime paper. So it's very smooth, very luxurious, if you will. So this will be hanging out back here in the back. So yeah, that is the ink directory as it stands right now. We'll see what happens with any of the decoration stuff like up here. Whether I do decorate it or keep it for like a functional thing, we shall see. But I am in love with this thing. Let me know if and how you keep up with your pens and inks. Do you have something similar to this ink directory, or do you keep that type of thing in your ink journal? Do you do it digitally on an Excel spreadsheet? Let me know. Let's give everyone ideas and just have a conversation about it down in the comments. As I said, I do have a digital database for my pens, but I think analog is important too, to see what's been in a pen and just have my thoughts down. So I'm really excited about this going forward. Definitely like this video if you've enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you if you have. This is the place for fountain pens, inks, planning, and journaling. So if that's your thing, you're in the right place. But for now, I will leave you with a video right here that is a currently inked video, but it also happens to be a video where I set up the ink journal that I've been working in this year. And so that sort of set a foundation for this idea. And I really love the beginning of that ink journal. And so definitely check it out. I'll leave it for you right here. Thank you guys so much for watching as always, and I will catch you all in the next one.